Hello and welcome back to All New Beauty. Today's video is actually going to be a first impressions of the Sleek Burskin foundation. I got this when I went to the Bloggers Tea Party. I will link that video down below, you can check that out yourself. I was lucky enough to get this there, and I've been meaning to do a review on it of some sort for ages, but everything's been a bit up the left recently. So I thought I would do a first impressions. So today I'm going to apply it. I'll let you know how it applies, how it wears throughout my day, and basically my opinions on it. And I will do a recap at the very end of the video. So let's get stuck in and just apply this bad boy. So we're gonna get started. So far I like the container. It's a nice glass container and it's frosted, so it feels kind of heavy of itself. I am in the shade Shell. There are 12 shades available, and this is, I think, one of the lightest. Basically I think it's the lightest yellow tone foundation, and then there was White Rose which was displayed alongside it, and it also seems to be pale, but the pink tone kind of pale. I have had a wee look, and this has got a pump applicator, which is good. I can just pump some out in the back of my hand. So I've sort of done almost 2 pumps just to see how much I need. I should say as well, I've just put on my primer, which is the Smashbox Photo Finish primer. It's just the normal original one. Now I should probably put my hair back out of the way. Be a winner. Now I'm just warming it up slightly in the back of my hand. It seems quite thin consistency. Whoa. I'm dotting that all over the face. Now I'm not entirely sure how best to apply this, either with the sponge or brush. I'll start with the brush, and then if I need to I will go in with the sponge to even everything out. I just seem to be going through a brush phase at the minute. There does seem to be a bit of a scent of it. You know, an artificial, chemically perfumed kind of scent, but not overpowering. So far it seems to be covering my blemishes pretty well. This is supposed to be a medium coverage foundation, I believe. Let me just check. Yeah, it says it conceals blemishes and imperfections, provides light to medium buildable coverage. So far I would say yeah, on the light to medium front, because you can still see the redness coming through, although it is less obvious. It seems to be showing up a lot more on camera, which is annoying. Buff this in. Seems to buff in really nicely. It's not too bad of a match actually, colour wise. If I don't go down my chin a bit, you can sort of see it's not too bad actually. I will obviously still go down my neck a bit and stuff, just to even that out a wee bit, even though I'm just going to be home today, you know, it's normal. I'm pretty happy with initial application. I'm going to just apply a bit more, see if I can build up a bit more coverage on this area. This is actually, as I said, it's showing up a lot worse on camera. I hope it's actually not that bad in the video, but I've a lot of, because I've introduced certain things to my skincare, it's kind of having a mini purge in that the weird texture that I was having is all now coming out, but it's not that bad in person. Maybe it is? Anyway, I'm just going to pump out maybe a half pump, and I'm going to go in directly with the brush onto the foundation and sort of stipple that on a bit more rather than buff. And that'll do, I think, application wise. I didn't need the sponge to even anything out. That seemed to spread pretty well. It does seem to be drying down to become a wee bit more matte. This doesn't say anything about being matte, which is fine. Yeah, it doesn't feel too heavy on my skin. For initial application, doesn't feel too heavy. Has provided, I would say, more of a medium coverage, and I did build it up slightly, but I didn't get a whole pile extra coverage, so it's slightly buildable. Just an initial application. This is the first time I've used it, as I said. There is a hint of a scent of it, but you can't smell it from your face. And oh, where's the lid gone? I'll find it in a second. It's on the bottle. Well done, Anya, there's a clever moment. But yeah, it feels okay, it doesn't feel too heavy, feels fine. I will come back. The time is, it's now 3:40. I'm just going to go and finish applying my face and I'll come back. So this is it with more makeup on, a bit of blush, some lipstick and eyes. I've just done a review of the mascara, so there will be a video up on that if it's not already up. I can't remember which order I'm putting these up in, but yes, I've done a review of this mascara that I'm wearing, so if you want to see that, you can see that later this week. This was fine. I've set it with my setting powder, which is my MAC setting powder. I talked about this in my favourites. So I've set the foundation with this. I've also applied a wee bit of concealer under my eyes just to see how it works with concealer, and obviously set that. Bit of blush, done my eyes, bit of lipstick, well, lip product, whatever. So that's it, full face of makeup. I did get distracted and did another video in between, so it's now 4:07. I know it's quite late in the day. I've been doing other stuff this morning. It's been a bit of a traumatic week. I will probably tell you over on the vlog channel. You can see that there. But I will see what this is like in a few hours. I have some things to do about the house, so yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to finish up the review for the mascara I talked about, and that is it. So I will come back in a few hours, let you know how this is wearing. Hopefully the lighting will still be okay. It's really grey outside, and you may have noticed my setup keeps changing ever so slightly at the minute. We still have loads of works going on outside the windows, so not much I can do about that. But I will try and keep the lighting very similar. I've sort of checked it on the camera, and I'll try and keep it as similar as possible so you can see what it looks like in a few hours. I will come back, say about 7 o'clock or so, see what it's like, and then I'll come back before I go to bed. Hello, so it is now, well, I just checked my watch, but it was just 8:30. And I'm back for the last update of the day. It's been a good 4.5 hours. If you count initial application and faffing about, it would be the best part of 5 hours. And I thought I would update you on this. Shall we zoom in so you can have a proper look? So obviously it's now dark outside, so I've put on my light just so you can have a wee look, and it's looking pretty shiny, really, and all over shiny, not just here. And with my setting powder, also I apologise if there's fireworks going off. It's the weekend after the 5th of November, so people are still doing it, even though it's been done once and the weekend before. Anyway, super duper shiny all along here and on my forehead and on my nose and on my chin. So when I had my setting powder, I set it across here, down my nose, on my chin, and around this area where I had applied most of the foundation, and that's all really shiny. So yeah, it's a glowy, dewy kind of foundation. And I have my little mirror here. I'm having a look. There seems to be not a whole pile of it left on my nose. I didn't blow my nose or anything, but there doesn't seem to be very much of it left. In fact, I'd say a large chunk of this seems to have broken down. Some creasing on my nose. Just on my chin and stuff, and on my head. So there doesn't seem to be any, there's a bit of creasing around my nose, so where it broke down here and here, that's the way it normally is with most foundations. I was able to sort of blend it back in a bit, but there's not very much foundation left on my nose. Does anybody else get this where they always end up with a red looking nose by the end of the day? So it seems to have come off on my nose. And this doesn't seem to be showing too badly. It's definitely broken up a lot. And that would need touching up. I don't know. First impression, not that fussed. Might retry it with the mattifying primer that I got on that day, and maybe use a setting spray as well. I don't know. I might try a different setting powder possibly. I don't know. I didn't expect to be this shiny so very quickly, and I am super duper shiny. It's not just, you know, a nice glow. It's oily looking, which is not bad. Or I mean, not good. It did slightly oxidize on my skin a wee bit, which you can't really see, but you can see in person that it's oxidized. And that's oily breakthrough. I'm just checking it with my finger, and that's an oily residue. It's not nice. So, first impressions, if you have oily skin types or a combination skin, this may not be for you. I keep looking in the viewfinder just to have a better look of what I'm talking about. This may not be the foundation for you. I did just use my standard primer that I always use in my foundations, and I set my face. I didn't use this makeup setting spray, but even without a makeup setting spray, this shouldn't have broken down quite so very much. Like, this is all quite visible. It is in person. It's a bit pinker than when I initially applied the foundation. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed with this. So if you have drier skin, this may be something worth checking out. But for us combination oily girls, I don't know if this is the foundation for us. That dewy look obviously comes all back in summer, but obviously it's warmer, so you sweat more and stuff, so you don't really want something that's already glowy, as glowy as this. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know when it started to get this shiny. I was doing stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not liking this result. I'm not going to come back in another hour or so, because I think I'm just going to go and take this off actually. Yes, so as a first impression, more suited to drier skin types. Is definitely a glowy foundation. I will try it out. I'll zoom you out a wee bit. That would be nice. There you go. I will try it out with a mattifying primer, and maybe if anything changes, I will update you. I might let you know down below, or expect an updated blog post maybe in a month's time or something. You can keep an eye on the blog, where if I try it with other settings powders and primers, and if it's different to how it is now, you can check it out there. It applied fine with a buffing brush, no problem there. Maybe get a better coverage with a makeup sponge, you know, more even coverage, but it was actually pretty good with the buffing brush. I like that there is a decent colour selection, you know, 12 shades, that's pretty good. And for us pale girls, the paler shades aren't actually too bad of a colour match. For what you can see, this left of the foundation is not too bad of a colour match at all. I'm just not entirely sure that this is the foundation for me. Yeah, I'm going to stop looking at it in the viewfinder now and actually go and take it off. So thank you very, very much for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. And that is it. So thank you for watching. Please like if you liked, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.